Welcome back to my channel and welcome to 2017. I can't believe it. Like, I feel like yesterday I just graduated high school and like now I'm a grown-up, married and pregnant. And like time flies so fast. So, but I'm sure you've heard that from like every other yearly favorites video. Like, oh my gosh, they went by so fast. But it did. But anyway, if you're here for this video, then you are here to see my yearly roundup of favorites, my like best in beauty and such video. I have gathered all of my favorite things from the past year. Some I've been loving for more than a year. Some I've been loving more recently. Like I just discovered them in the last couple of months. But they are going to carry on into the year 2017, so I wanted to show them to you. So I have a lot of stuff, so I'm going to try not to babble too long. So let's get started. First up with skincare, my two favorite things from this past year. One is a newer thing to 2016, I believe, and it is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. This is my either second or third bottle. This is my favorite eye makeup remover. It's just like perfect for me. I know that a lot of people prefer Bioderma, which is another micellar water, cleansing water, whatever. And they like that one over this one because they say that this one burns. This one does not burn. And I have really sensitive skin. I have really sensitive eyes, really sensitive skin. And this just feels like water to me. I can like soak a cotton pad and like real get in there and scrub all my makeup off, and it does not burn whatsoever. So I love this. Use it every day. Favorite. Next is a moisturizer. I've actually been using this for a couple years now, but I just bought this bigger bottle. I usually buy like the smaller size. You know me, if you watch my videos, you know that I like, even if I love something, it's really hard for me to commit to like the full size. I just like the idea of paying less for a little travel size and then just like making it last. I know, I'm so cheap. Anyway, so this is the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. It has a pump. This is a really amazing everyday moisturizer, whether it's in the nighttime or in the daytime or in the middle of the afternoon. It's a very deep moisturizing gel. And it's like not a lotion, it's like a little like liquidier than that, but it just really sinks into my skin. I really like this before my makeup because it does leave my skin like a pinch tacky. So it helps my foundation and primers and all that stuff stick onto it a little bit better. So I really love Clinique's skincare, mainly their moisturizers, mainly this one. The foundation that I loved for pretty much the entire year, I don't have because I ran out of it and I just haven't purchased it yet. And it is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I had mine in the shade 125 Nude Beige. I used that in a lot of my videos this year. I used it a lot this year. Well, I guess I should say last year, since we're not in this year anymore. We're in a new year and I'm talking about last year. You know what I mean. What? Anyway, the Maybelline Matte and Poreless was a just perfect like everyday foundation. Like it's one of my go-tos when I like don't really know like what kind of look I'm going for that day, or if I don't have like a specific like I want my skin to look like this in mind, you know what I mean? So it's just a very reliable foundation. It's really affordable. I think at Target it's like $5 or $6 or something like that. Really good selection of colors. I really love it. For concealer, I have chosen the Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. I know this is relatively new. I just got this at the tail end of the year. I have mine in the shade Custard, but it has become like, I'm almost out of it already, and I just got it a couple months ago. I've been using it almost every single day. When I went out of town over the holidays, this is the only concealer I brought. Well, actually, that's a lie. This isn't the only concealer I brought, but this is the one that I use almost every single day. So it's just a really super reliable concealer. Is what I have under my eyes today. I really love that they not reformulated, but they redid their packaging, so it's no longer like the chubby dot one. It's now like a traditional swipey concealer wand. It's just like the consistency is perfect. The coverage is perfect. It's like not too much, not too little. It doesn't cake up under my eyes. It's just a really beautiful concealer, and I need to repurchase another one already. But at least it's the Sephora brand, so it's like on the lower end of the spectrum of like prices. Do you know what I mean? All right, next up, we're moving on into like the face powders, starting off with the bronzer and the contour. So if you have been watching any of my channels, if you've been watching any of my videos this past year, you know that I have had a intense love affair with the NYX Cheek Contour Duo palette in Double Date. This shade right here has just been like my perfect contour shade. I use it like in so many videos, and I pretty much used it like every day, like since I got it. So there it is right there. It's like not too cool toned where it looks like dirt, but it's not too warm, so it's like perfect for contouring. It's just like, and NYX makes really great face powders. The highlight is kind of like me, but as far as this powder goes, it's like, it's not too powdery. It really blends into the skin really nicely. And I just really, really loved this contour powder in the year 2016. I used it like mad. Like I was, like my life depended on it. All right, next up for bronzer, this is also a new product in my life, but it became like my BFF very quickly, and it is the Nars Laguna bronzer. This is also the Hot Sands highlight, which I do like, but this bronzer to me, like, and it's not even worth swatching it because it doesn't really show up on my hand as a swatch, but like when you put it on your face, like just something about it is just so like magical. Oh, it like has a slight shimmer in it, but it like doesn't really read on the face as shimmer. It's not like, you know, like a highlight or anything, but it creates like such a natural shadow and just like really kind of like brings like color to the face. I don't know, there's just something about this bronzer that I'm like kicking myself. Like, why did I waste so many years not owning Nars Laguna? Like, and I've seen so many people on YouTube using it and raving about it, and I was just kind of like, nah, Nars is too expensive. Nars is too bougie. Like, I can't. Like, Nars is way too expensive, and it is expensive. But you best believe that once I run out of this, Mama's gonna go buy the full size of it, because now that I have it, I can't live without it. My dogs are barking. I apologize. Okay, so for me in blushes in 2016, I really stuck with like two main blushes, and they were very appropriate for everyday wear. Kind of like no matter what eye look I was wearing, no matter what, you know, was going on with my lips or whatever the rest of my makeup, like I always could rely on these two blushes to just kind of match. And that has become kind of like my new obsession. Like every time I go into a store or I'm shopping online, like I'm always looking for the next like perfect everyday blush. So even though I have like 1,000 blushes, I'm just like looking for that one perfect one that I could wear like every single day. Like, how silly is that, right? So these blushes are not new. These are quite old, but to me, they were the ones that I used the most in 2016. And first up is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. This is a perfect everyday blush. It is kind of like that muted, nudie, rosy blush. It's a matte blush, so you don't have to worry about like it conflicting with like any sort of highlight on your face or anything like that. These blushes are quite pigmented when you put it on the face, and I mean, do I think that they last 12 hours? No, but I think that they're still really good blushes, and the color range of Tarte blushes are exceptional. This one's just my favorite because it's like that everyday pairs with everything blush. My second one is a Milani Baked Blush in Dolce Pink. I'm sure you thought I was going to say Luminoso, but no. This is the blush that I have on my cheeks right now. It is another just really beautiful, kind of like everyday, goes with a lot of looks type of blush. I guess you can compare this to Nars Orgasm, except it's more pink and not as like coral, but it does have like a gold sheen running through it, and it just looks really beautiful on the cheeks and the cheekbones. It just is like a very flattering blush on me, and I just really love it with a lot of looks. It's like, it's pink, but it's not like over the top pink. And I mean, this is like super built up. So obviously, as you can see on my cheeks, it's not like an intense gold and pink situation or anything like that. But, and these Milani baked blushes are awesome. I own every single one. And they're affordable and they're beautiful, and big fan. All right, for highlight in the year 2016, I really thought about it. Like, what highlight did I use the most out of the year? And it is definitely Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop, the one that was in collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. As you can tell, I have hit major pan on it, which is quite sad. It's like, you feel like a teensy bit of satisfaction when you hit pan on something, because it's like, yeah, like I used it, you know, like gotten my money's worth and blah, blah, blah. But then when you hit pan on something that you actually really love, you're like, dang it, no, because I don't want to have to repurchase you, because, you know, these are kind of expensive. They're like $38. But I did buy this like quite a while ago, and it's lasted me a really long time. It's the highlight that I have just on the tops of my cheekbones right now. It's very beautiful. If you've never seen a swatch of it, you must live under a rock, but I'll swatch it for you anyway. It's just like a really gorgeous champagne-y, golden, super intense highlight. Like, I feel like a lot of skin tones can wear this, unless you're like incredibly fair, maybe not, but for most skin tones, I think that this highlight works. Wow, I stuttered like crazy. But this is definitely the highlight that I used the most out of the year, and I just don't want to part with it. I don't want to like run out of it too much. Ooh. Okay, for brows, I have two products that stood out to me as new discoveries in the past year. One is pencil and one is pomade. They are both drugstore. The first is, and they were both, did I use this one? Yeah, they were both featured in my like brow routine video. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. Although I need to do an updated one because I don't do my brows like that no mo. Anyway, so the first thing is the NYX Microbrow pencil. I prefer mine in taupe because when I'm using a pencil, I prefer to use a pencil in the front half of my brows, not so much the tail end. This is super comparable to the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Like, it's, to me, dupe, like exact dupe in like consistency, in packaging, in everything. So if you're like on the fence of what you want to get, you should totally try this first to see if you like it, because it's half the price. This is $10 and the Anastasia one I think is 21, so save yourself some quiche and try this one first. So it has like a really good spoolie on the end. It's like, you know, does a good job. It doesn't like, you know how some are like super scratchy. Ugh. And then it has like a super duper fine little pencil that is perfect for shading in the front half, creating little brow hairs, and it's a wonderful pencil, and I'm so glad that I discovered it in the year 2016, because now I don't need to buy the $20 Anastasia one. I can buy the $10 NYX one. Next up is the Milani, what are you called? Milani Stay Put Brow Color in Brunette. It is just a brow pomade. You could definitely compare this to the Anastasia Dip Brow. It's a little less moussey and a little bit more like waxy, I guess you could say. But for me personally, I prefer something that's not as moussey, because if a brow pomade is more moussey, you could go a little ham with it really quickly, because your brush will pick up so much product and it deposits a lot of product, and it can get a little out of hand really fast. But when a product is a little bit more waxy in texture as opposed to moussey, you have to, it kind of like keeps you from having scary brows really fast, if I'm making any sense. Kind of like if a bronzer is like ultra pigmented, you have to go like super light-handed with it because you don't want to look like you just rolled around in the mud. But if a bronzer is really light in pigment, then you build it up so you can get to your desired color on your pace instead of the bronzer's pace. Does that make sense? So another affordable, I think this is like less than $5 compared to the Dip Brow, which I think is 18. So if you're looking for some affordable brow products from the drugstore, check these out, because if you're more of a Dip Brow girl, try the Milani one. If you're more of a pencil girl, try the next one. Okay, next up is eyeshadows. So this one, this and lips were like the thing that took me the longest to decide. Like, okay, what were my standouts of the year 2016? Like, what did I use the most? What was I the most excited about? Like, what was I the most impressed with? That sort of thing. So I have 2.5. So the first one is the Morphe 350 palette. Did that surprise anybody? Probably not. Didn't surprise me. This palette is just, I mean, like, look at it. Look at how beautiful it is. I think I've had 2 videos where I've just like sat here and stared at it. But it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I feel like if you are somebody who loves like warm neutrals, this palette is for you. It has like so many just beautiful colors in it, and it has like so many options of eye looks. Like if you want something like more on like the, you know, simple side, if you want something on the more bold side, it even has like cool tones in it as well as the warm tones. It has a lot of pops of shimmer, a lot of really good mattes. Morphe shadows, I think, are my favorite that I've come across so far. I just think that they blend so well, and like the color and the pigment is just so perfect. Like, I'm just so in love. I'm so glad that I finally got my hands on this, although it was like sort of towards the end of the year. But oh, like, I will be using this like until the wheels fall off, you know what I mean? Like, this is such a beautiful, beautiful palette, and if you can get your hands on it, do it. You will not regret it. Along the same lines, this little guy definitely stood out to me as well. This is the Morphe Little Palette in Copper Popper, which is kind of like a really condensed version of the 350. So if you don't want to take the 350 plunge, or you want something that's kind of like the 350 but it's way more travel friendly, I definitely recommend this. It comes with 4 matte shades and 4 shimmer shades. All are like intensely pigmented. Like, let me give you some swatchies. So I mean, these are like really intense shadows, really intense pigments. Like, the color payoff is insane, and it's like a perfect little palette to travel with. Like, if you are not like a makeup hoarder obsessed person like me, and you can actually travel with some like self-control. If you saw my what I travel with video, I'll link that down below. But I admitted that I, Stephanie Peters, have a problem with like packing way too much crap when I travel. Like, I pack enough makeup to last me for the rest of my life when I go out of town. Like, I just cannot help it. But it's like, but what if? But anyway, if you're not like me, this is a perfect palette for it. And I think that they still have all of the ones online. I was just looking at the Morphe website last night, and they still had these. So, and they had a whole bunch of different palettes, like more cool toned ones, more colorful ones, blah blah blah. But you know me, I love like my warm orangey brown coppery situations. So definitely this. And I wanted to give a nod to another palette. I can't say that this is one of my favorites because I literally just got it last night. But I have seen this in so many best of 2016 videos, and I know why. I just got it last night. As soon as I got it, I immediately played with it. like on one eye, even though I had zero makeup on. I was so bummed out, like in sweatpants, and my hair looked like a whole total hot mess, which kind of it does right now. What are you doing, guy? So as soon as I got it, I like did one eye with it just so I could play, and then I did my eyes with it today. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This palette is so beautiful. Like, the hype on this thing is so real. And I have the, what is it? The Self-Made palette. This one. This guy. And I got this because, you know, Anastasia palettes are like really hip and trendy, and when one came out and I had some Sephora spending money, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get an Anastasia palette, and then I got it and I was like really disappointed with it. Just like the color selection and like the shadows, and I was just kind of like bummed, you know? This one though, holy crap. Like, and what I really appreciate about this palette is that there are way more mattes than shimmers. Don't get me wrong, shimmer shadows are beautiful, but me personally, in a palette, I would prefer to have 10 matte shades and 1 shimmer, as opposed to 10 shimmer shades and 1 matte. You know what I mean? So, like, it's beautiful. Like, the pigment is intense. They blend out beautifully. Like, I'm obsessed with this palette. I'm probably going to use this for the next, like, I don't know, rest of my life, because it's just so beautiful. So I definitely foresee this being like in the next like January favorites video, when I can actually say that it's my favorite of the month, because I'll probably be using it every single day. Okay, we're almost done. 2 more categories left. I'm sorry, this video is probably like 1,000 years long. I know, I get really excited and I talk for a bajillion years. Okay, so next up I have 2 mascara favorites that I wanted to share, and if you've seen prior favorites videos, then this will be no shock to you. It is this little combo right here. I love them separately. I love them together. They are the Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer and the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. This combination is like a match made in heaven. This primer is the best lash primer I've ever used. I love that it's brown as opposed to white, because I hate using white lash primers because I feel like it makes my lashes look gray. Like, it doesn't matter like what lash primer I use or what mascara I use on top of it. Like, whenever I use the white one, it always makes my lashes look gray and dingy and gross and dirty. But this is brown and I love it. Like, I love wearing this, like, even by itself. Like, it just makes my lashes just look so like here for the party, you know what I mean? Like, it makes my lashes look really long and beautiful, and just like, I love it. I'm gonna buy the full size as soon as I'm out. And then paired with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I know this is not a new product, neither is that. I think that came out like 2 years ago, but this is new to me. And this mascara just makes my lashes look so like voluminous, but not clumpy. So it's like, this gives me length, this gives me volume. And like I said, with this one, it gives me volume. It makes my lashes look really thick and luxurious and kind of like I'm wearing falsies, but it doesn't make my lashes clumpy. Like, there's a fine line between volume and just like clumps. We don't want clumps. Okay, last up is lips. Ooh, made it to the end of the video. Okay, so like I said, for this whole thing, I really sat down and I thought, okay, what lipsticks did I wear the most? I love lipstick. I have way freaking too many, but it's like, I always need more. So I picked 4. And 3 of them are affordable and only 1 is high-end, so that's kind of cool. So the first one is a Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick in Daringly Nude, number 625. It's one of their creamy mattes, and it's like a warm toned nude. It's like a warm, pinky, beigey nude. And this is like, if I want a nude lip, whether I'm going with matte lips or whether I'm going to pair it with like a gloss on top, like, this is the nude that I wear. Always. It's just the most flattering on me. Cool toned nudes make me look dead, and like more brown tone nudes are good for certain occasions, but not for every day. Like, this is the most Like just wearable, reliable, beautiful, warm toned pinky nude for me. Okay, so next up I have two Colourpop lippies. One is an ultra satin and one is an ultra matte. The first one is an ultra satin and it is the collaboration with Kathleen Lights. Wow, totally pregnant brain like farted. Like what? And this is in the shade Alyssa. And it is kind of like along the same lines of a pinky nude. It's more cool toned, less warm, darker, more pinky. This is just like such a beautiful, beautiful shade. Like this is so wearable and it goes with so many looks. And I really did use it a whole lot this past year. My second Colourpop one is in the shade Mars and it is an ultra matte. And just this shade just makes me so happy. It's just, this color makes me so happy. Like this color just like makes my heart so happy. Like it's just like a bright fuchsia pink. Oh, it's just so beautiful. It just like when I put it on my mouth, it just like just makes me so happy. So this is in the shade Mars. This is an ultra matte. The Colourpop ultra mattes are intense matte liquid lipsticks, so if you don't like over dried lips, you probably won't like this formula, because when it dries it's like, but it does have like massive staying power, so that's a plus. So if you can get over like the super dryness, then you can be okay with it. And the last one is what I have on my lips right now. It's the Kat Von D studded lipstick in Archangel. It's just like a really beautiful, even though it's on my lips so you can see it, I'll still swatch it. It's a really beautiful like brick brownie red. And like this one, like seriously, like I wore it so much that it like lived in my purse for like months. Like, and it's just like I couldn't stop wearing it. Like it was like my go-to like bold lip color. So I just, and like these Kat Von D lip, I keep wanting to say liquid lipsticks. These Kat Von D studded lipsticks are really, really beautiful. They're very pigmented. They're matte, but they're like a comfortable matte. They're not like a super tuggy, like dry, but once they do kind of set on your mouth, like it really feels like you don't have anything on your mouth. Like it's not chunky or clumpy or like overly drying. It just kind of feels like there's nothing on my lips. So these are the 4 lipstick shades that I just wore a whole heap in the year 2016. These are the ones that I loved the most. Very interesting combination of colors there. But. All right, and that completes this video and my yearly favorites of 2016. I really hope that you enjoyed. What were some of your favorites of the year? Leave me a comment down below because I would love to know, because if there's something else out there, you know I gotta go check it out because I'm a freak and a makeup hoarder and I need it. I need all of it. All right, if you like this video or favorites videos in general, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you back every week. If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, I will link my Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. Yep, that's it, down below, so you can come find me and say hey. I think that's it. So thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I know it was really long, I'm so sorry, but I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye.